Priority is always great customer service.
You know, I might not be up. Where's he going? Where's he going? Oh, shit, oh, shit.
Okay, everybody. Welcome to the Garlet's Hot Performance Garage channel. And the reason I showed you that is because I was on Facebook and I'm on like a Chevelle's page. I'm a member of a bunch of Chevelle shit on there. And this guy on there, he's like calling these people dumbasses. It was just on that video. That's that Autotopia LA. I'm subscribed to that on there. Of course, YouTube will probably want to kill me for showing you that clip. But I am showing you that to make a point here. That guy built that car 13 years ago. The brakes are Willwood brakes that are on the car. They're 13 years old. And they're good brakes, okay? I think they were disc in the front, drum in the back. I think something like that. And they had a booster and all that shit on them. And the brakes were not that big. They're just disc brakes. Looked like he had 15 or 16-inch wheels on there. And the guy is not stupid. Neither of them guys are stupid. That is just something that happens. Shit fails. You have brake system failures all the time in cars. That's just how it is. And what I'm going to show you here is my master cylinder on my Chevelle. There it is. There's no booster. It's all manual. That one is brand new. I put it on last summer because my brakes were getting real spongy. I didn't hardly have any brake all of a sudden. Brake pedal went to the floor. And it was leaking down the firewall. The seal was out of it. And I'm thinking it was probably the original one. So I bought this one and replaced it. Okay. And all my other vehicles out here have disc in the front, drum in the back. The truck, disc in the front, drum in the back. The 84 I have, disc up front, drum in the back. They have boosters on them. They have vacuum boosters, which aid in braking. And they have excellent brakes. They're nice brakes. They're not humongous fucking brakes. The guy in that video that showed the video, or showed a picture of it on Facebook, he commented and said, this guy was a dumbass because he didn't have gigantic brakes and great big fucking ridiculous wheels on the car. Which, I don't know, those wheels could have been good size. I think they were bigger than 16. But the brakes were not that big. Which doesn't matter. My LTD I call Grandma, it's got disc in the front, drum in the back, and it's got 14-inch wheels on it. So the discs are even smaller. And that thing stops like that. So my Grand Marquis has 4-wheel disc, and our Daytona Charger has 4-wheel disc. That Mercury up there has 4-wheel disc, and it don't stop worth a fuck. It's got a booster on it. It's got a master cylinder. It's got 4-wheel disc. I've replaced them. I've replaced rotors, pads, calipers on the front. I haven't had to put no calipers on the back. That son of a bitch sucks in the braking department. The Charger is a little better, but it's not that good. It's got gigantic fucking discs up front. It stops about average. You know, it's an ABS system. Now my car here, my Chevelle, it has, wait for it, this is going to shock you, it has 4-wheel drums. Yes, 4-wheel drums. Okay? I don't know if you can see them back there or not. that is, shit. There you go. 4-wheel drum brakes on the front of this car. Since I put new wheel cylinders, of course some of you youngsters don't know what the fuck those are. That's what the drum brakes use. They push your brake shoes out against the drum to make you stop when you hit the brakes. They use brake fluid just like every other system does. Now, this car here, since I replaced wheel cylinders and I put a new master on there, this thing stops like the day it was born. I can lock the fucking brakes up and skid this son of a bitch in a straight fucking line. Now, the trick with drum brakes is you got to keep them adjusted. And if you adjust one up in the front more, like on the left side more than the right side, it's going to pull to whatever side you have adjusted up the most. So I try to get them as close as possible, and mine are pretty close to each other. I mean, I can smash on it and it won't pull one way or the other. It'll go in a straight line and stop. Now, my truck here, haven't ran it much. I don't know if it stops really good or not. I don't know. But the point I'm making here is these new braking systems, they're fine. They're okay. But I'm going to tell you one thing. The difference between these old master cylinders and the ones on new cars, there's a divider. See, here's a bolt up top there, holding the cover on. When you take that bolt out, there's a divider in between. There's 2 reservoirs in there. One for the back, one for the front. Now, whenever you have a brake line blowout, say you have one on the front blowout, you can still get it home and still have brakes. You'll have all your brakes on the back, and you just have to, use a little caution, slow down. And that's what you'll have to do. And you can get it home safely, as long as you don't drive like an idiot. So, with that being said, these new cars, they have the master cylinder, they got the booster, they have vacuum hooked up, ABS system, anti-lock braking system, which means it makes those brakes pump really fast. They're so fast you can't really see them do it, and you can only feel it if you skid them on gravel. You'll hear the ABS sensor make like a grinding noise. And that's what happens when you skid them on gravel or on ice. They'll make that noise because they can't do their job. It's the equivalent to you pumping these brakes with your foot real fast to get it to stop. And that's effective in these old cars. You can do that. You can pump the brakes, you can get it to stop. But the point I'm trying to get across here is these new master cylinders on these new cars, they don't have a double reservoir on them. They don't have one for the front and one for the back. They have just one. And whenever you lose a brake line, whether it be the front or the back, you're fucked. It'll run all that fluid out, that one fucking line, you will have none, and you will not be able to stop. I don't know what for fucking genius made that bullshit up, but they need to kick the guts out of that guy, because he's a dumb fuck. Whoever invented that shit. Anti-lock brakes are for idiots. Because, let's face it, folks, they got so many handicap things on cars now. I guess your basic idiot can drive, and it shows out on the highways today. Apparently, they're giving licenses away in cereal boxes because every fucking retard out there is driving like a fucking dumb fuck because they don't know the traffic laws because they've taken driver's ed out of schools. But that's a whole other thing entirely. But I'm here to say if you like great big ridiculous fucking looking wheels on your car, go for it. Me, I'm a good old 15-inch boy. I don't like these great big wheels. I hate 16s. I hate 17s. I hate 18s, 19s, 20s, and up. I hate them because there's less rubber on the wheel, which makes it easier for you to ruin a wheel. So, plus that video opened up my eyes to another thing on my car. I'll show you. all I have is a lap belt. And I have this down here. That's a retractable belt. I can either have the lap belt on, or I can have this seat belt that's pinned up against the ceiling. It has a buckle, but I tell you, I guess it could be effective. It doesn't retract. It pins up against the ceiling like that. All these old A-body cars got those. And the trouble is with those is they come across your neck when you're sitting in there. So who wants that across their neck? What is this out here? I'm hearing but not seeing. Oh, it's a medevac helicopter. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to touch down on that. These guys saying that this guy's a fucking moron on there that has this car, this beautiful Mercury that he crashed. Is dumb, but I was thinking about buying harnesses for this. I'm going to have to, if I do that, I'm going to have to set up some kind of bar across these seats in order to attach them, which will mean I can't really have backseat passengers because they will have trouble getting in here. But I don't know, if I make my own bar and I run it across the ceiling, you know, like one of those 2-pointers, and have a bar in the center, I guess, or else hook them from the ceiling up. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do as far as harnesses go. These seats aren't really made to equip harnesses. But I would like to have a 4-point harness on each seat, because a wreck like that, it's bad, and the lap belt ain't going to help you. You need something that's going to hold your upper body back, because that poor guy on that Autotopia, he ate the dash on that Mercury, and you probably seen the video. So he had to get stitches in his lips, busted 4 or 5 of his front teeth out. He was in a hell of a shape, and the other guy blew his elbow out. He was able to push on the steering wheel and hold himself from eating the dash. He still flew forward, but he had such a grasp on that wheel that it hurt him, hurt his elbow. So, yeah. So it got me to thinking I should really have a harness on each front seat in this thing. And I'm going to get rid of this fuel filter because it's not a good thing. So anyway, everybody, that's just what I want to talk about, because this is craziness. That guy, he had good intentions, and they said he never rebuilt the car. But he has intentions of doing it over. You know, it's my car, it don't have no more than 400 horse, so so I'm not worried about changing my brakes. And we're probably not going to be racing it no more. I might take it down there one more time, maybe. But I'm going to start racing this truck. It runs really well. I'm going to get it ready. And hopefully next year, I'll have footage of this thing going down the drag strip in Hagerstown at Mason-Dixon Dragway. I hope I have it ready. And I think I'll be putting harnesses in this son of a bitch too. It'll be easy to put them in this. I can just run a bar across the back of the cab inside. Just weld it in. I just weld it to the fucking cab. Cheap ass shit. I'll just make one myself. Yeah. Because it'll be simple. But yeah, everybody, have a good one. Stay safe out there. Don't let people bullshit you and bamboozle you over shit like this. Those people on there saying that guy's an idiot, they're the idiots. They're the actual idiots. I mean, for them to say that about that guy, he knew. He didn't know. He didn't know that the braking system was going to fail. They're like, oh, it's holding to $2,000 and it's revving to $2,000. The dumbass knew the throttle was sticking, but yet they went for a ride anyway. Oh, I would go for a ride. I would definitely go for a ride. Somebody want to interview me about my car? Fucking right, man. But he should have had an emergency brake. My old car here's got an emergency brake and it still works. So he should have had an emergency brake. I think he could have probably stopped with minor dings on the car and he could have drove away. And nobody would have really been hurt. So, but that shit right there, I wasn't even thinking about it. It opened up my eyes. But I'm not going to go to disc brakes on this car. No disc. I like my drums. I have never had to put a set of brakes on this car. I've adjusted them. I checked the wheel bearings in it. I put wheel cylinders in them. Never put any new shoes on them. It has the same shoes. The fucking grease in the wheel bearings was fucking still yellow. So, because usually I get black, you know, when the bearings are going bad, and you can hear it, you can feel it in like the steering wheel. You can hear the crunching of them bearings when the wheel's going around. You know when they're going out. So this car here, I haven't hardly put that many miles on it, so that's probably why that stuff's still good. But anyhow, I'm rambling. Talk to y'all later. Have a good one, and we will be hitting some car shows and some burnouts and all that good stuff yet to come. Thank you, everybody, for watching my channel and listening to me bitch and moan about things. And I will catch you on the next one. Good night, everybody.